Kimberlyn, and today I am going to discuss with you the progression of robot technology and its disadvantages. Now, typically when you see the commercial of the um, robot vacuum cleaner on the TV, you'll probably think what I thought instantly is, I get to be lazy, I don't have to clean the floor, I can get away with that. But there will be, now at this point, robots who can perform the jobs that we can perform. It's not just going to be cleaning up. Cleaning is the job for some people, but there will be robots that can basically take over and do anything that humans can do. And I'll pretty much go over some of the disadvantages and cons that this could produce. So the first thing we'll discuss is, of course, the jobs. Second being the crime rate and what can happen with the crime rate. And lastly, it would be the emotional impact that it could have on us, and us feeling of no value. So I'll go ahead and start with jobs. According to smallbusiness.com, technology could quickly increase the competition for unskilled jobs, thus causing an increase in economy unemployment. So what they mean by that when it's said is basically those jobs that don't require as much skill, not to be a doctor or a lawyer, but jobs such as, working in a factory or a warehouse, simply, unloading and reloading docks, or even, working in dietary in the kitchen at the hospital. Jobs that don't require a lot of skill to perform the essential job functions necessary for the position will be taken over by robots. So of course that would at that point cause the unemployment rate to drastically increase. And there would be a lot of individuals out of jobs. For some people, working in the dietary at the hospital is their passion. Working at warehouses, that's their passion, and they'll no longer be able to do so once robots come in and take over, because companies are able, to replace 10 employees with one robot. And of course, if people are without jobs, something else may take place, and that's the crime rate. That brings me to my second point. The crime rate will increase if there is more unemployment. According to the NSQ Bureau of Crime Statistics and Research, it has now been confirmed that unemployment causes higher poverty and crime rate. For example, there are those individuals who believe that desperate times calls for desperate measures, and if they are regularly able to feed their families and they can no longer do so because they're out of a job, out of one, not because of something that they did personally, but because of something that came in and took over what they've been doing for years. At that point, they may react, in a way that hasn't been seen before. The crime that it could include and the criminal acts that it could include would be burglary, theft, illegal sale of drugs, and even robbery. So now we're not just talking about it affecting that person specifically that's lost their job and their families, but you also, because think of it, if they commit an act of burglary or robbery, that person on the other end could be you. Or even the illegal sale of drugs, it could be one of your family members, So that's definitely something that I wouldn't take lightly, because it affects everyone in the economy and the communities as well. And lastly, I just have to be honest with you, it doesn't stop there. People, of course, at this point, they have no jobs, and the crime rate is increasing drastically. Now they've destroyed criminal history, all because they're not able to go to work anymore. They'll begin to feel of no value. And that'll actually bring me to my visual aid. So what I'll have you go ahead and do is I'll have you take your phone out for me. I actually sent you a text message. In that text message will be the visual aid. You're actually going to be able to help me out there. So what I want you to do is I want you to read the name of the website, and then I want you to tell me what the title is, and then I'll ask you what you think.
The website is called qz.com.
Okay, and what is the title of the article, please?
It says robots in Japan have emotions.
Okay, and I see your face. And what do you think about that?
I think it's wrong. And I think it's not real.
What do you mean it's not real? The page says it's real, and science as well as technology is taking over, and it's very, very real. It's real in Japan. So I mean, what do you think that people? Let me ask you a broader question. What do you think that people who don't know anything about, you know, robots taking over, affecting us, with the exception of jobs? You know, what do you think that they'll think when they see that it's more than just jobs, it's more than just crime rate? You know, they're putting emotions in robots. What do you think that they'll think about that?
I think that people will think they're trying to be replaced.
So feeling
That's
of
how
no
I
value.
would feel.
Right. So feeling of no value. Am I correct?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right. Well, yes, that you're absolutely correct. I would definitely feel like I am of no value whatsoever. You know, at first someone's able to come in and perform the job functions that I can perform, and then after that, you know, you're going to tell me that they can feel the way that I can feel. So, you know, I am engaged now at this point to you, of course, but if I were not, I could have competition that may be a robot, someone to come in with feelings. And, you know, what about reproduction? Is that going to be next? Are they going to be able to reproduce? You know, that's really, I'm just going to put it out there and be honest with you. It's very, very ridiculous for them to have feelings. You know, we were born, they were not born, they were created. So for them to be designed and created in a factory, and here I am, you know, born of the human flesh, and I can feel and they can too. You know, there's a lot of things that I feel that they should be able to do, like clean in my house, because I don't like to do that. But I don't want them to be able to feel. That's, to me, that's not right. It's kind of spooky, to be honest. Would you agree?
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So there you have it. So basically, the progression of robot technology could cause a you know, disadvantage when it comes to jobs. You know, there will be definitely a stronger competition for jobs that are less skilled and require less skill. The crime rate will increase, as well as the feeling of no value. So I pretty much thank you so much for listening and allowing me to give you a brief insight and overview. I'm not sure if you were aware of the emotions. I see your facial expressions kind of caught you off guard there. But I definitely appreciate you listening to me. And do you have any questions whatsoever?
No, I don't.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.